going around, etc. You could add that to your chart or go back and custom made, any way you want. It's real easy to do. And like I said, I'll make a quick video on that next. So that's that. There was a ton of energy hitting the Earth yesterday. There was data missing, and I gotta reload all those tabs. And Soho was showing huge disturbances on the sun, affecting all cameras, not just the one satellite, all of them, and in every light spectrum. So something was happening yesterday. That could be why, if you go to wagchicago.com, check out the button right here, the red one. I'll just keep it in red all the time. At the very top of the page, click that. Takes you to Schumann Frequency. Schumann is important. Nobody knows it. Most people don't know it. Here, it's acting up again a few hours ago. So we had that 24 to 26 hour solid blast from 0 to probably 60, 70 hertz, maybe even higher. This only goes to 40 hertz. So when we see solid white, it could be double that. It could be 120 hertz for all we know. So now it's acting up again. These are waves. What I'm trying to tell you is the other day we were seeing like every 2 hours, and it would have an hour break, like right here. See this column? That's about an hour. Then you have an hour or two break, then another hour later, an hour straight of energy. And then here there's a few hour break, and then this, whatever this is. And if you look across this green line that's going across here, horizontal, that's where your body wants to be at, or is used to being at, just under 8. So here you got 4, 8, 12. It goes in increments of 4. So between 4 and 8 is where your body falls in, right up here. So anything below that or above that is an irritant to your cells, to your emotion, to everything to do with life. And probably a lot to do with things we don't understand yet, like maybe we're 3 or 4 dimensional animals, if you include time. Outside of that, there could be deeper. My point is we're all on a channel. We have to stay on a certain channel to survive on this planet, in this dimension, or whatever you want to call it. If you switched off that channel, you're not going to make it. So is this like a veil that's lifting? Or is it interference? Is it electrical interference from like this? Let me show you this real quick. I heard yesterday that they were putting fires out a few weeks ago during the vortex time. And the reason I bring this up is anybody that watches this channel will know I was watching this mysterious lightning in 2 places on the planet. One was just off the coast of Florida, and one was in southern Australia, right near where the fires were put out, supposedly by sun. I'm trying to find it. And when you search for things now, they really steer your results. So I went to the search, Australia fires put out with microwave technology, because that's what they were talking about, right? But I think it was in that little Tasmania or whatever, just south of Australia, the little island. But whatever, that should be close enough to hit off of Australia, right? And nothing shows up. Nothing. It's just all checkmark channels. These are all big channels. Most of them are news, government, .org channels, stuff like that. Nothing, not one channel shows up here of information about anything alternative at all. And you're not going to see information about energy, stuff like that, on regular news. Not until it's so exposed or whatever that it'll make it to there. So here, just all BS. Look at this. Nothing. It's all big papers, Daily Mail, just all the way up. Now you go to page 3, there's still nothing. And I can't get, and I'm looking for news. I'm not even looking for theories or anything else. I'm looking for a news story, and you can't get it. Look at Amazon, pops up every third line here. Amazon's doing something. Amazon. So they, you got, when you search for certain topics now, you won't get anything but the narrative. Nobody's paying attention. Now, the reason I wanted to bring that up is here, this goes back 5 years. They invented, this guy's demonstrating, he had a grease fire in this pan down here. and he puts it out with a portable fire extinguisher with no chemicals. He uses sound waves. It says, will the fire extinguisher of the future be a big speaker? It's possible. Work with Seth Robertson and Viet Tran shows that you can use sound waves to put out flames. The George Mason University engineering student rigged up a sonic fire extinguisher that lets out sound waves at frequency between 30 and 60 hertz. And your body wants to be around 7.5 hertz. Anyways, at that rate, the waves move the air around them in such a way that they disrupt the rapid oxidation. Remember that, because the new 5G messes with oxygen molecules in your blood, just so you know. And that's been known since the 40s and 50s. They know that's why there's no studies on it, because they already know all this stuff. And it's rolling out, whether you go to your city council and do all the shit. And I give credit to the guys that are trying to stop it. You're not stopping it. There is, I believe, the FCC guy who used to be the proponent, or what do you call it, proponent of 5G when he was a lobbyist for those corporations. It's an Israel company. What's the name of it? The ones who invented this 5G. Anyways, they sent people to Congress, and then they got it all passed. And then later, the guy gets appointed to be head of the FCC. It's amazing how that works. And it's more than amazing how it works. It's amazing how we just don't care. And then when you got all these antennas around your house that are basically cooking the oxygen off your cells, people are going to be like, what happened? So the point I'm saying is, you can go to these and everybody's like, why is the council meetings not listening to me? Well, because they're getting paid a lot of money to put this shit up. So, and like the FCC guy said, it's like $35 or $50 billion the first year or whatever, just in business, profits, or not profit, in revenue. So, good luck stopping that. So, they'll worry about the fallout later. There'll be lawsuits because they know this damages the body. They know this is going to cause certain new diseases that we've never even heard of yet. It's the cost of doing business, right? So, they'll probably even get a president to sign a law to exempt them from prosecution, like Monsanto, like the vaccines. See what happens. They'll just roll shit out. They don't test it. And when certain countries ban it, when this is banned in certain countries that invented it, that makes me nervous. So if the country that invented it won't allow it, nah, it is what it is. Okay, so don't worry about that when you get these new autoimmune diseases and cancers that nobody's ever heard of, and they'll have you worried about the measles, though. 6 cases a year that pop out. That's what you got to worry about. Don't worry about this. That this guy's already made a portable device that can put out fire with sound frequency. See, it's frequencies, and you all laugh about it. These frequencies are for real. Now, what if this is not a fire extinguisher, but a thing that makes you cry? Well, don't laugh, because there's certain frequencies they know that will trip emotions of sadness, happiness, even to the level of making cancer multiply it 10 times what it normally does. So they can crank that channel on that frequency, aim it at your direction. Funny, huh? It's still funny? It's real funny, right? But they're going to use it to put out fires. This is an old article. This is from 2015. Sound frequencies. Frequencies, right? It's all funny shit. It's just hilarious. So hilarious. Now, yesterday, this meter was down. Half of it's still not working. The IRFSE, it's supposed to show you the magnetic field. This one's not even showing you the X. You can't even put the graph together. What I'm telling you is, when there's data missing, there's a reason. This isn't an accident. This is billions and billions of dollars of equipment that just doesn't stop working all the time. Now, I've been showing this for 2 years. It's never glitched out like this. So why would they turn off the magnetic field monitor. Why? Well, we just saw, and I'm not even going to get into it, on the other chart, the Earth getting this blast from the front end. Is that why? Is it ringing like a bell again? They don't want you to see it? Because there's a handful of idiots like me and a few other channels that just pick this up and throw it up there for 5 minutes? And that gets back to, since we're talking about frequencies, let's get into what I really want to talk about. This new site, it's new to me, Worldview by NASA. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool site. It gives you all the mapping, everything all in your fingertips here. And you could add all these layers, turn on corrective layers. You could see all the clouds. Okay? So you could see here these boxes. That box right there is showing you aerosols. Heavy concentration of aerosols will light up, and then it shows you the levels in the color box. So this goes from 0 to 5. So this is showing up on the sensors that there's a lot of aerosols over this water. I don't know why, but it's at a spot where there's a lot of water. So this equipment's new to me. I'm going to see if this is an all the time thing, but it does not look like it. The ocean doesn't have that. But if you look here by the whole coast of the United States, it's showing this radiation, whatever this is, the combined value added aerosol optical depth. This is showing aerosol optical depth. So I got to figure this out, but it's completely around the United States. The southeast right here where these storms are coming out of right now, look how red it is. Red is towards the right end of the scale. Look at this, off the coast of Texas. And it's funny that the storms are feeding right up into here right now that are going to flood out Tennessee and all that. What is this? I don't know yet. I'll find out. I could turn that sensor off. So that one's the MODIS, combined value added aerosol optical depth. It's showing you depth. So it's probably showing you how thick that aerosol cloud is, maybe. I don't know. So let's take a close look. If you can't see this, you could see this from the ground. Whenever you see these, they look like fish bone. That is not clouds. See the puff balls? The popcorn balls? These are the popcorn ones. That's not normal. Those are frequencies. Those are patterns caused by frequencies. See how it's stripping off the side here? They're covering this island totally up right there. If you can't see that this cloud right here to my right is probably a normal cloud. I haven't looked at it, but that's a lot more normal looking than this being radiated over this Cancun island. This is right over the Bahamas. They're being literally zapped, the entire region. And none little spot here. Are you telling me that just clouds randomly form like this? Then it's normal. Then it's on. Then it's off. Every other block here, basically. Cuba. Let's see. They got it too. Are they doing some testing over here? Maybe. Look at this. The entire country of Cuba is under these strange pattern. And that goes all the way into Cancun. I mean, look at this. That's clouds, people. And you can see this from the ground. It's just you see, you look up and you see the popcorn clouds. This is what it looks like from above. I love this. It puts everything right in one spot here. Now, I noticed something over just north of Michigan again. Remember, we had all that stuff. Look at here. Look at it over here. You could see they're clipping it. Okay? But here, check out. Where'd it go? You could zoom in like Illinois. You could see the chemtrail. Look at this. That's 50 miles is about, no, it's 20 miles. Hang on. I'm looking at the key here. So, here to here's 10 miles. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's probably a 150 mile long chemtrail. From here across to here. And then just to the east of it, there we go. There's the little popcorns. Do you not see this? Does this look like the clouds we pre-internet? So it's not all of you, the people that lived before the internet. Do you remember popcorn scattered entire region clouds like this that are in striations too? Look at this. Look at this. You could see the line after line after line after line. If you don't see the frequencies hitting this, and now with this view, we could see the actual trails easily. I mean, you could see them on other maps, but you have to like zoom in. You could see the low cloud levels. This is awesome. I love this thing. So let's go back. I want to show you something in Illinois. Look at over Lake Michigan. There's the fish boning right here. We get this over Illinois every afternoon. Every afternoon that you could see the sky, you will see these fish bone. They look like bones of a fish. When people eat the white fish and you got the it's hard to see it this close. See it's like you got the spine down the middle and the bones radiate off each side. I call them fish bones. I don't know what everybody else calls it. The fish bone turns into the popcorn. This is right over Lake Michigan. And then you could see the waves tiding up. This is not from wind. Especially when you see from one section, it'll merge into another where it's totally normal. But here, the fish boning right here. We get that. I don't know if that's all over the country, but we're getting this a lot. They look like fish bones. That's all I can tell you. I got videos up. I don't know. You see it from the ground. You're like, wow, looks weird. But here, we zoom in on this area, and you can switch layers and turn on other cameras and see different layers of clouds. Back it up a little bit. So this NASA site is pretty cool. Right now we're so overcast I can't really get that deep into my own area here, but it's raining outside right now, or icing, whatever they call it. The ice, what do they call it? Nucleation, I think it's called. That's the technique, how they freeze this fog. I'm still looking into it because we've had fog so much this winter, and then it always turns to this instant glazed over ice. See how you could turn these layers on and off? See, you can see more of the water there. So if we turn this one off, turn that one back on. Some of them, I got to play with this, but you could add layers right here. Click this. And then it lets you, your aerosol depth, aqua, and terra. And you can change these views. So I gotta really play with this. There's carbon monoxide, which I check off of Earth all the time, Earth.null. Let's see, carbon monoxide, ascending day, descending night. So you can change these cameras around. So there's some really cool stuff here. Monthly totals. I mean, so they got everything. I got to learn how to use all this. I'm just letting you know there's a new tool here that we can use that I think we're going to start getting some really cool videos of just monitoring stuff. I mean, look at this pattern right here. Now, earlier there was this little right here. This thing above, that's actually in Canada, above Thunder Bay here. There's a ball of cloud just sitting right here. It's been here for over an hour. It's near Ontario. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. I don't know what this is. You could see lower clouds. This looks like spray next to it. This thing's showing up this weird anomaly, whatever this is. And as we get closer in, it just doesn't make sense. You got this little blob, and it's not moving. It's just sitting here. I turned this on about an hour ago. The cloud is just sitting here. And it's so strange. It sticks out. Let me back up. You could see it on the map. What is this? Even further out. That's why I saw this. Look at the striations going on here. They're really cranking this out. Look at these frequencies. Coming off the coast. Look at, none of it touches the coast of New York, all the way down to New Jersey, Delaware. Look at this. It's like you're pumping out. Well, they have these things where they can pump out of water. I don't know if that's what they're doing or not, but look how clear the coast of it is. But then further out, you see the lines. These are how they use HARP, and the one in China that's 4 times the size of New York City. It's funny, right? Real funny, big antenna, 4 times the size of New York, right? That's so they could do this. And if you look at the videos online that show you how they take sound and make these pictures, real pretty ones, with sound, you could exactly duplicate this stuff with sound frequencies and some sand or salt on a little speaker. You could make it look exactly like this. Do you see it? Do you get it? And then the point is, you look at reports like in the 1940s when they directed that hurricane that destroyed the east coast of America. I think it was New Jersey or one of those states over there. That it was so bad after they seeded the hurricane, it grew to a 5+ strength that they had to put a stop for a while and back up and say, whoa, we got to really readjust what we're doing here. They found out they had so much power with the weather. This is in the 40s. Okay? Don't sit there and say this is all funny and this is all BS. This has been going on for a long time, almost 100 years. That they can literally just zap stuff and change everything. I mean, this is amazing. And look at these colors down here by the Caribbean again. And then see the striations? Look at this. This is just north of the path. The path right now of this new storm is from Texas through Tennessee on this angle right here. So north of it, we got all this feathering going on. Look at how north of that, it's like they're pushing the storm south. Like you're flanking it. You see what I'm saying? You're flanking the north end, right? And then they turn on whatever they use to fill these clouds up. They use these they use like jet engines in water. They use other ways to put plumes into water, just moisture in the air. I mean, it's not that hard. And there's tons of videos on it. I mean, you can see these are companies bragging about their technology. It's not like it's a conspiracy video or whatever. It's companies bragging about how they can manipulate and create snow and create ice and blah, blah, blah. And people just ignore that. Look at these long trails. Look at this. Do you not see this? The fish boning here? Look at this. And then it turns into popcorn when it's done. Look at the lines. That's energy lines hitting each stretch of the cloud. And there's a long one. There's several long. They're side by side. Looks like 3 or 4. And there's another one in Indiana, all north of this storm. Long, 100+ mile long trail right here. 100+. Now, we've been watching this for what, 5 minutes? How long does a contrail last? 5 minutes? When you see a plane that's legitimately pumping moisture, it goes away within minutes. Well, to go 100 miles, even in an airplane, probably took 20 minutes, right? I don't know if that's going 400 or 500 miles an hour. So if you're going 500 miles in an hour, a half hour, you go 250. So 15 minutes, you're going, what, 100? So let's say it took that airplane 15, 20 minutes to make that line across, right? Then this is probably an hour or two behind at the most. It's still there. So those of you that say that's moisture from an airplane, why is it still there minutes later? Right? Or no? Probably not. So those who say that's water moisture from a plane, why is it still there? Why is it 100 and something miles wide? This line right here. And nothing, right? There's another one over here. You can see it. Now, it's just strange that the path of the storm is directly parallel and same angle right here. It's right here. The next section down is where all this rain's coming, right? But look to the north of it. So I don't know what they're doing, but you could see that it's definitely something going on north of the storm that's keeping it down. You know something? It's not letting it cruise back up here. And then we got, hang on. I mean, it's walls up. Look at the whole state of Texas now. Yesterday, half of Texas was covered, but now the whole state. And these clouds are coming out of Texas, feeding right into Nashville up there. So I like to zoom in. On the other cameras, you see down by the Texas, Louisiana, there's always some weird shit in the middle of the night going on here where you see plumes of like, it looks like, what do you call it? Plumes of like cooling tower. When you see the cooling towers at like at a coal plant or whatever, and they have to cool off the thing, you see the big plumes of smoke or steam coming off the top, right? That's what it looks like. And you'll see that in the nighttime, and you'll see it feeding up in the same exact spot where it's actually blowing into now to go into Tennessee, Arkansas. So if you look here from Austin to Waco to Tyler to Texarkana, or whatever it is, Texas, Arkansas, see this plume in the middle? I think they're feeding it right here out of Austin. And it's literally going in the path it needs to feed this storm. And then when it gets a little too high, you got this flaky stuff going on just to its north. It pushes it back down and keeps it in its path. You can see the billowing cloud right here. It starts in Austin, and it's going this way. Look at this, right here. It's going the same direction, northeast. It's actually just west of Austin, whatever this is right here. You can see the plume